Hi there gorgeous, hope you're having a fabulous Monday. In today's video I'm sharing the most common foundation complaints that I quite often hear and how to prevent and or correct them. There are so many issues that so many of you ask me about in the comment section on videos, so I thought it might be helpful to put together an entire video dedicated to foundation complaints. So if you've ever struggled with separation on the nose, dryness in your foundation, patchiness, sweating it off, or even gray looking foundation, I hope that you'll find the information within today's video helpful. Of all the complaints that I've been asked about, the most common one is, how do I keep makeup on my nose? It's constantly sliding off. And this goes for those of you who wear glasses, or maybe your skin is a little bit more oily in that area, whatever the case may be. There is a unique method that you can try that has worked wonders for me in the past. I don't do this every day. I save it for more special occasion type things, but it works extremely well. So what you do is you take an eyeshadow primer. Yeah, you heard me right, an eyeshadow primer. Apply it on the nose first, allow it to fully dry, and then apply a setting spray. I usually like to apply it with a brush so I get the most even application of it. Let that fully dry. Then you can apply your foundation, followed by your powder, and then set it with setting spray again. Alternatively, if you have large pores on your nose that you want to cover, you can also add in a pore minimizing primer. So the order would be eyeshadow primer, pore minimizing primer, setting spray, foundation, powder, and then setting spray to set everything. Additionally, you can also change the order of your powder and your foundation if you still struggle with separation on the nose, even with using that new order of applying the products. And instead, try doing an eyeshadow primer, your pore minimizing primer, your setting spray, powder, then foundation, and then apply setting spray at the end. Oh, that's a lot to remember. Another thing I want to mention too is if you don't want to use an eyeshadow primer for whatever reason and you have MAC paint pots on hand, paint pots work really well also. A lot of people tend to use them as eyeshadow primers and they work really well. So if you can find one close to your natural skin tone color, you can use that in place of the eyeshadow primer to help eliminate some of the separation that may occur on your nose. The other issue that has been asked about a lot is when I get the marks on my nose from wearing glasses, how do I fix that during the day? And this happens to me quite often because I wear sunglasses a lot and I'm always getting those two marks right by the nose where my sunglasses were. So what I tend to do on occasions like that is I have this wonderful brush that I've had for years now from e.l.f. This is the Flawless Concealer Brush. And I just take that in stippling motions and tap the foundation back into the skin. Those small tapping motions help to redistribute the foundation and effectively blend out where the sunglass marks are. And then you can't even see them when you're done. If you don't happen to have the brush on hand, you can also try using your fingers. Sometimes that's really effective. A sponge is equally good. But this brush is so inexpensive. I mean, it's $1. It's $1. So if you get an extra one just to keep it in your purse and your makeup bag to have on hand at all times, it really can be the night and day difference of making those little marks disappear. Now, if your foundation gets dry during the day and you're starting to notice that your skin isn't as vibrant, youthful, fresh looking as it was when you first applied the foundation, all you have to do is take a makeup refreshing setting spray to rehydrate the skin. I personally love the little travel size versions of the Max Fix Plus spray specifically for the purpose of rehydrating the skin, and I find these to do a really beautiful job of getting rid of cakiness or dryness that may appear about midday. You can also take a little bit of facial oil, rub it in between your fingers, and I'm talking a very small amount, and lightly tap it over your face, and this will help to refresh your makeup without affecting how it looks. If you've ever struggled with your foundation looking too gray or too ashy, this is a very common issue that a lot of people like to attribute to Black people only, but it doesn't affect just Black people. I've had this happen to me, and I mean, hello, white as a ghost here. So it can happen to any complexion at any time, and it's generally an indication that the foundation is much too light for your complexion. So to combat that, you want to take a couple drops, 2 to 3 drops of a little bit of a darker shade. It can be the same foundation, it can be from an entirely different line. Mix it in with that foundation that's a little bit too gray or ashy looking, and this will help to eliminate the ashiness and make it match your skin tone a lot better. If you have an issue with sweating through your makeup, and I'm talking literal beads of sweat that appear on your forehead, your nose area, right here especially. I know when I was pregnant, that was my biggest complaint when it came to foundation, and oftentimes I didn't wear it specifically for that reason because I got so tired of sweating through it. There is a way to fix it though. If you take a damp makeup sponge and you lightly press over those areas, it will help to not only refresh your face, but it will blend existing makeup together, giving you the most natural look possible. Patchy foundation. This is probably one of the most common mishaps when it comes to foundation and the most commonly researched term from what I discovered when I was putting this video together for you. Now, there are a different number of preventative measures that you can take beforehand so that you don't experience patchy foundation. And I would say look at the primer and foundation combination that you're using specifically. Sometimes if you're using two that don't really go together, then you can get a lot of fighting and it will be very apparent on your skin. You also want to focus on your unique skin type. Are you using a foundation that is complementary to it? There are a number of different factors. Moisturizer, it's going to be up to you to experiment with different combinations, different textures, etc. to see what will eliminate the patchiness. But in the event that you do experience patchiness on the skin, you can fix it one of two ways. Take a hand cream, and I'm talking about in a pinch. This is a really great medium to help fix patchiness on the face. You do want to use one designed for delicate skin because remember, you're going to be applying this on your face. Use your fingers for application. You don't want to rub it. Instead, you want to lightly tap it into the skin until you get a blended, even result. And this can buy you a couple hours of time until you can get home, refresh your face, or whatever it is you need to do to help rehydrate your skin. The other thing that you can do is use a lip balm. Lip balms are really great for getting rid of dryness, flakiness that may pop up during the day. So the same thing like the hand cream, you take a little bit of lip balm on your finger. You want to make sure you're not using one that has menthol. Tap it into the skin. It will help to eliminate flakiness that may be there, dryness that may be there, and help to blend everything in evenly. If you've struggled with any of these issues in the past, I hope that you have found this information helpful. And if you have a tip that I didn't share here today that you have found that works really well for you, I hope that you'll share that below. I know a lot of the comments have always been so helpful for others reading them, and I just love to see the amount of helpfulness that goes into the comment section on videos like this. So many of you are so helpful to your fellow women, and I find it so amazing, so inspiring, and so loving. So I just want to thank you for being a positive light, and just know that your comments literally warm my heart. It brings so much joy to my day. So thank you. Feel free to share information to help others at any point. It's always welcome here. Really appreciate you taking the time to watch. Thank you for being here, and I look forward to seeing you again next time.